Today we review the Goodnature A24 rat and mouse trap. Hi, I'm Peter Stevens from Rodent Control Australia. We're in the pest control business, particularly rodents. So I wanted to know how these traps work, when they work, what situations are they good for and when are they not good for. So we've had a bunch of these out for about 6 months now. We've got varying properties, we've got packing sheds for orchards, we've got residential properties and we've got industrial properties. And we've had them around chook sheds. So we're trying a variety of situations and we're seeing when they work and when they don't work. There's dozens of rat traps around on the market and mouse traps. Many are kill traps, some are live trap catchers. Many they go away to die, some die on the spot like this. So there's a variety of scenarios that we need to determine where this trap is good for. So this trap falls into the category of a non-toxic kill trap. The rats will die on the spot. They'll fall into this channel here, which you need to dispose of. The kill traps have the advantage that there are no toxic poison baits. You really only need to see a few off-target dogs or birds being poisoned by rat baits that are not contained to make you think that these non-toxic traps have a place in the market. The A24 is made in New Zealand. The company there is a fairly small company and they're dedicated to traps like this, to humane traps that will kill rodents. Particularly they're working in the area of wildlife retention, so they're trying to get rid of some of the predators to protect the native wildlife. The company's been very good to deal with. The people there are very friendly. If you've got any problems, they help you out. So as far as that goes, I would say good warranty backup, good help situation. The traps themselves, they're robust, they're well designed, they're compact, and they do the job. They're not half powered, they're full powered. Like a rat or a mouse that gets in there does not come out alive. So from the point of view of design and the company, very good. So tick. They are more complicated than your average snap trap. There's a lot more to them. We've got a Bluetooth here. We've got a bait canister, we've got the carbon dioxide which powers it, and we've got the main body of the trap, and we've got a stand. So the carbon dioxide cylinder will cost you $6 to replace. The bait, slow release bait on the inside, will cost about $11 to replace. The trap itself is about $200. The stand is about $27. And it does take a little bit to set these up. So there's a little bit of technique involved. You need to get your phone out, you need to Bluetooth it to your phone to know how many times it's gone off, to know how long you've got left to run. So we've done a video on that, and it's not hard, but as far as the review goes, it does take a little bit of technical knowledge to work your phone to connect it to this. But it's not too bad, and I think as far as a trap that's automatic, for 24 kills, I think that's pretty good. As far as the functionality of the trap goes, the carbon dioxide cylinder, which is powering the trap, is very effective. You do get your 24 shots out of each cylinder. That's good, easy to replace. Be aware when this is not in, because then it will be live and I wouldn't like to put your finger up there. As far as the bait canister goes, the bait comes out on its own gradually over a period of time, which is a very good development for the trapping game. And the Bluetooth that is on the top that talks to your phone and tells you how many shots you have used on the trap is also working very well, and I find that effective. The stand that this comes on, this part here, is an accessory that comes separate to the trap. The stands are very effective. The trap is low in angle, which is very good for mice. You can mount the trap on a wall separate from the stand where it's higher up and more vertical, and that does work very well for the rats. So as far as mice are concerned, I would review this trap as being of reasonably good effectiveness. The areas that I'm not happy about are the bait that is contained inside the bait canister. It, to me, is not attractive enough. We did comparisons with these and snap traps with peanut paste bait, and the snap traps would catch a lot more. But once we replaced that bait with a peanut paste bait, then we started getting the similar kill rate to the snap traps would get. So that's my biggest concern with mice, is that the bait is not attractive enough. But Goodnature are working on that, so hopefully in the near future we will get a commercial bait. But in the meantime, you can top your own bait up with peanut paste just to keep it going till we get the commercial ones here. But the trap is good for mice. It works inside. You can leave it inside. It works outside. The trap that's set up for rats will be higher, and that doesn't work so well for the mice. They have a lot of trouble getting in there. So as far as my review for this trap for rats, well, first we have to understand that rats are cautious, rats are very smart, and rats are true survivors. So this trap will work very well for rats if there are no alternative food sources. It'll work very well if you've got a good attractant in it, and it'll work well if you leave it alone for a while. You keep moving them and the rats will get suspicious and they won't go anywhere near it. So well, under those circumstances, we've got a property just near us where we've got 3 of these working, and over the last 6 months we've caught about 60 rats and mice and had very little trouble inside the property because of that. Some of the tricks we've done is we've actually not installed the carbon dioxide cylinder. When we've installed the trap, we've left the trap there with the bait attractant installed, and we get the rats feeding. And after they've got used to feeding here, about 2 weeks later, we'll then install the carbon dioxide cylinder, and that sort of decoy feeding gets them going and makes the trap quite effective then. We found these traps to be not as effective around a fruit packing shed situation or an area around a chook shed. Both situations have ample alternative food sources for the rodents to eat. So the trap struggles there. You either need to deal with cleaning up the alternative food supplies if you want to use the non-toxic solution that this trap provides, or go to a standard bait situation. So my conclusion with the A24 is they work very well in domestic situations. They work very well in industrial situations, not as sufficient in a food production or a food or animal production area, but I'm sure that can be worked on. So yeah, I would say tick. I will be using these in my pest control business. I will be advising people to use them in certain situations, and I'll be using them myself or continue to use them myself.